from Nigeria, across Africa, and around the world. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja. I am the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite and the anchor of Nigeria Now and Global Matters Arising at ONN. How are you all doing this morning? It's great weather out here today, bright sunny day. We are experiencing here from Houston, Texas, from where we are reporting. Yes. If you are joining us for the very first time, we welcome you from our hearts and I hope that your encounter with us will be something that you will remember enough to keep you coming back and to support our mission and our cause. Thank you very much for those joining us from TikTok. Please, if you've not followed me before, follow me. And you have a lot to gain, and I have so much to learn from you too, through our interactive sections. If you are joining us on YouTube, you know what to do. Subscribe to our channel and then start sharing this message. Very, very important to Nigerians and the global community in general because it's a security issue that is we are talking about here. Yes, how Nigeria has been reduced to a crime scene. Nigeria is a crime scene. Yes, Freedom Renter, thank you very much for joining. And please, yeah, I'm talking about the degradation of Nigeria that is being celebrated in Nigeria. Criminality is or in Nigeria, you are looked upon like a failure. Why the criminals who can't do anything are celebrated as heroes? That is not normal. It's not normal. It's not good for any country. It's not good for our country. It's not good for the future of our country. It's not good for the young generation and who are watching all this playing out. So at some time, people have to step in, and that is what I have decided, to step in on behalf of young Nigerians behalf of unborn generations of Nigerians, on behalf of women and children in Nigeria. This is not who we are. This is definitely not who we are. This We are not a criminal country. We are not. Nigerians are not a country of criminals. Nigerians are not criminals. But if you lousy Nigerians make us look that, and then our government is a criminal government, rogue government. When you have a rogue government in power, so all manners of criminalities now come on board, and they have taken over Nigeria. See, I'm telling you, criminals have hijacked Nigeria. Criminals have hijacked Nigeria. I'm crying. Criminals have hijacked Nigeria. Nigerians, are you seeing? Are you a Nigerian? Are you seeing what is taking place in your country? Criminals have taken over Nigeria. Criminals are in the presidency of Nigeria. Criminals are in the National Assembly of Nigeria. Criminals drive the country's judiciary. Criminals are state governors. Criminals are local government chairmen. Criminals are local councillors at all levels in the traditional institution. It's criminal. In the private sectors, it's criminals. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. This is alarming. This is unacceptable. And that is the reason we are here. This is the reason we are here. So if you are joining me, and the criminality in Nigeria impacts global security. Yes. So, and this is the reason the world must not be quiet. This is the reason the world must not sit idly by and watch like they did before. This is a time. An intervention in Nigeria will do the global peace and security a great, great good. Nigeria is no longer a country. It's hell. Please, and you joining us from YouTube, please, double tap, like, share. What we want to do with ONN is that we want to be an alternative media alternative to the mainstream media. You see, the Nigerian mainstream media, they can't say what I am saying because their drivers are corrupt and they are part of the problems. So they look away and not tell the people of Nigeria the truth about the state of their country. Yes, I am saying something here very, very important. Very, very important. Crimes in Nigeria, the abuse of the Niger Delta, and the making of Tompolo, Asari Dokubo, and Ateke. I am from the Niger Delta region, the oil hub of Nigeria, the region that has been feeding Nigeria since 1952, when oil was first struck in Oloibri. Yes, way back. The Niger Delta resources, the oil from the Niger Delta, has been driving the economy of Nigeria for more than 60 years, more than 65 years. The oil resources from the Niger Delta has been driving the economy of Nigeria since over 65 years. And sadly, what does the Niger Delta have to show for the oil that is exploited from its region? Nothing. What do they have to show? Environmental pollution, environmental degradation, cancers, all kinds of upper and lower respiratory diseases that the country does not have the infrastructure, the facility to treat. This is how bad the situation in Nigeria has gotten. Hold on a minute. It's, yes, this is how ugly, this is how sad the Nigerian situation has become. In the early 1960s, a young man called Adaka Boro rallied his people, the Niger Delta people, against what Shell and other oil multinationals have been doing in Nigeria, endangering the environment and destroying the people's source of livelihood. The people who live there are predominantly fishermen. They can't fish, there's no fish anymore. Oil spillages, and the release of toxic chemicals into the atmosphere. Toxic chemicals loaded with radioactive particles. The people there have been dying in quantum. But Nigeria has been building big cities out of Lagos. Big cities, Abuja, all the state capitals in Nigeria were built off of the exploitation of the Niger Delta and the Niger Delta people. But that region has absolutely nothing to show for the oil that they have been turning out from that region. Recently, they discovered a huge gold deposit in Zamfara state that is supposed to benefit the whole of Nigeria. But as we speak, no major no major company, gold mining company, has been established by the federal government of Nigeria. The way they established the NNPC to manage crude oil resources in Nigeria. But what we are seeing in the north of Nigeria is that's when they decided to create banditry, an army of bandits. You find little Chinese companies coming to come and cut gold away from Nigeria under the watch of the fake Nigerian government. But the oil in Niger Delta is administered by the NNPC, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, established in 1977. So what is happening to other resources in the country? Now, let me just leave that alone for now. But just trying to build an analogy. So that young man, Adaka Boro, rose up for the people in Niger Delta to demand better conditions for the people there. But what happened to him? They used the army to fight for shell, Nigerian army to fight for a foreign oil company, stealing oil from our people and endangering the lives and the environment of the people. And since then, it has been a tradition. So they quelled that rebellion, a rebellion that was driven by honesty, a rebellion that was driven by pure patriotism, a rebellion that was driven by a man, a young man, he was young, who wanted the best for his people, who wanted a fair treatment for the Niger Delta people. He wasn't a criminal. He did not get into the struggle to make money for himself. He wanted the good of the people, and he wanted the good of Nigeria at large. But that rebellion was quelled. And at the end, the young man died. He died. And Shell won. The oil majors won. The international community saw it. They did absolutely nothing. And since then, it has been hell for the people living in that area of Niger Delta. That Nigeria has an economy is because of the oil production, running to millions of barrels of oil exported every day from that region. That the civil servants in Nigeria are paid salaries, it is from the oil. That the ministers are traveling and eating and feeding themselves every day is from the oil. But the question is, there's nothing for the people living in that area. As we speak, those who live in the area, there's a type of black stuff, soot that is falling every day, majorly in the city of Port Harcourt. Yes, very dangerous things. We have government officials. They don't see the dangers. They don't see the reason to research into what is happening and the danger it portends for the people and their future. But they are more interested in taking money from that place. They are more interested in making businesses from the area. Yes. Now, after the death of Adaka Boro, many others came. They criminalized his struggle. They criminalized his struggle. Let me fast forward. You would have heard about Tom Ateke. You would have heard about Asari Dokubo and Tompolo. And Tompolo is the one that I'm going to be talking about, putting a lot of more emphasis. But they did all this, the criminals who rode behind the struggle of Adaka Boro, a young, honest man. They criminalize the struggle. Whenever they want money, they will start a rebellion driven by economics, supported by the corruption of the Nigerian government, series of them. A government that does not care about its people, the government that does not care about protecting the environment. But when you look at Nigeria's environmental protection policy, it will sound like it was written in heaven. But the implementation, you don't see them. Nigeria is a country where government officials will collect money from oil companies and allow them to do what they cannot do in their home countries. I've taken my time to drive around the state of Texas 3 times to see oil fields, and I saw the beautiful vegetation around oil fields. People still farm. People are still able to make a living out of them, in addition to getting compensated for oil that is being drilled in their place. What do we have in the Niger Delta? Absolutely nothing. The people who are from there, they don't even have access to anything. They are some of the poorest people on the surface of this earth. How fair Nigeria has been to us. How fair the corrupt Nigerian elites have been to the people of Niger Delta and Nigerians in general. Yes. So they give room for the emergence of criminals like Tompolo, Asari Dokubo, Ateke. Two of them now have become traditional rulers. You can imagine two criminals becoming traditional rulers in Nigeria. Nigeria, where is the way forward for you? Corruption has destroyed our country. Yes, now I'm going to tell you something. Just 2 days ago, this young man, Tompolo, born in 1971, went and donated 10 billion naira to the state government of Delta, my state. 10 billion naira. This is a state that is worked by unemployment, mass youth unemployment, massive. Then insecurity, Boko Haram and Fulani bandits are everywhere operating in that area. An individual came and donated 10 billion naira to the state government. I want to find out the source of his money. Hey, Evan Davis, how are you? You're joining us from YouTube. Please, subscribe to our channel, like our broadcast. We need it, for YouTube to continue to recommend us to people so we can become the phenomenal brand that we envision. And you're watching from Facebook, please share this message. I do Facebook Live not because I want to. I do it because some of my followers complain that it is easier for them because of the cost of data. So I have this message right before you that I am sharing now. So the best you can do, the least you can do, is to share it. Share the message, like, comment, so that it will get to Tompolo. I want it to get to the rogue president of Nigeria. I want it to get to the rogue National Assembly of Nigeria. I want it to get into the judiciary. I want it to get into the subconscious of all Nigerians about what is taking place in their country, that they have been thinking that it's a joke. When a criminal donates money, Nigerians love to celebrate criminals. They celebrate evil. Yes. They don't ask questions about the source. They don't ask questions about motives behind certain things that people do. Now, before I proceed, I'm going to, give you as much information as possible about Tompolo. His real name is Owizede Thomas Ekpemupolo, also known as Tompolo. They say he's a religious leader of the Iwoyin religion, an indigenous belief system of the Ijaw people in Nigeria. He was a former leader of the movement for the emancipation of the Niger Delta, that is men, influenced by the Egbesu deity. That is interesting, which represents truth. Truth? Truth? Are they talking about truth? Tompolo, truth? Okay. Fairness and equity. Oh my God. Yes. All right. Let's see. An alternative name for Wayne Tompolo and his followers participated in the Niger Delta criminal armed struggle that led nowhere, absolutely nowhere. All right. Early life. Tompolo was born, they say, to a royal family in Okerenkoko, the traditional Baramatu Kingdom, Warri Southwest local government area in Delta State. Delta State, where I come from. Ekpemupolo had basic education at Okeopo Primary School, activism and militancy. In 1993, Tompolo dropped out of school because he was a dumb ass. Yes, joined a resistance group in the Niger Delta. In 1998, Tompolo joined the newly formed Ijaw Youth Council and became a well-respected member. Since there was a very little progress in the Ijaw Youth Council, Tompolo joined the movement for the emancipation of the Niger Delta. Tompolo's invitation to Mujahid Dokubo Asari, leader of the Niger Delta People's Volunteer Force, all criminal forces, yes, to take refuge in Delta State in 2006, helped precipitate the formation of men soon afterwards. Ekpemupolo quickly rose to a high commander in men, criminal commander with his vast wealth. Where did he get the wealth from? Did you see when the whole story started? Did you talk? Did they say anything about the company that he owned or that his father left a business behind for him? He has been stealing oil. He's an oil bunker, oil thief. That is what all of them have been doing. They criminalized the work of Adaka Boro. They criminalized his work. Boro was not stealing oil. He did not sell 1 barrel of oil for his personal benefit. He fought. He put his life on the line for the liberation of the people of Niger Delta, especially the Ijaw people, who are still one of the most subjugated people in Nigeria. Now subjugated by their own people, by fellow Ijaw people. Yes, the Ijaw people are, I don't know how to describe them. Yeah, they made them, these people who are so tribalistic, they can't see the bigger picture of what is being done to them by their own people, like Tompolo, Asari Dokubo, and Tom Ateke. Yes, that's where we are. Yes, you can imagine the combination of Tompolo and Asari Dokubo, what it leads to criminality. And that is what Nigeria has been facing. Nigeria, 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 Nigeria. For years, Tompolo was a commander in various guerrilla groups in the Niger Delta, which were all agitating against the perceived insensitivity of the federal government and the international oil companies towards the exploitation and degradation of the Niger Delta. Till today, has the Niger Delta gotten better? Has the environmental degradation slowed down? What about the soot that is falling all over the place? What about the lack of access to basic amenities? The people in Niger Delta, they still eat and drink their shit in the rivers. No pipe-borne water. No access to electricity. No good roads. No access to medical care. Yes. So what has changed? Absolutely nothing. But a few people like Tompolo, Asari Dokubo, and Tom Ateke making money for themselves, off of the struggle for the emancipation and or the chaining of the Niger Delta people. They are criminals and ought to have been treated as such. But Nigeria is a country that celebrates criminals. Criminals all over the place. Criminals, criminals. Everywhere you turn is a criminal. When you speak the truth, you are looked upon as a criminal. But when the criminals speak, the people listen. That is a reverse. That is not who we are. What's going on? And the people of Nigeria are quiet. And especially the young people in that area, because they don't know better. Those they look up to for leadership are criminals. So now we are breeding a ground, big ground for criminals to thrive and to be raised. And that is where we are. How will Nigeria move forward? All right. Now, during his time as a guerrilla commander, he, under the auspices of men, was able to drive the Nigerian government to grant amnesty to men or to men members who decided to surrender. Tompolo was granted full amnesty as well as all of his men when he embraced the amnesty offer on the federal government of Nigeria under President Umar Musa Yar'Adua on June 27, 2009. Tompolo embraced amnesty on October 4, 2009, in order to allow for peace in the area and for the government and oil companies to carry out development projects and provide jobs and training. Tell me, which project has been put in that place, and how many jobs have they created for the people of the Niger Delta? Absolutely nothing. Nothing has changed, but a few people benefiting, a few people making money, a few people like Tompolo, Asari Dokubo, and Tom Ateke. Asari Dokubo here now is a traditional ruler. Tom Ateke is now a traditional ruler of the Okrika people. What kind of a terrible Nigeria do we have right now? Criminals sitting on the throne. Yes, you see, for you to be a traditional ruler, you are supposed to be a moral mirror for your people. Thieves are now the moral mirrors of Nigeria. And we expect Nigeria to be that great. How can Nigeria be great under this? Nigeria cannot be great. Nigeria needs something. We need a new pathway. We need a new direction. Yes. Now, after when all this was going on, under Jonathan Goodluck, who's an Niger man, who was president of Nigeria for 6 years, as an Niger man, Jonathan Goodluck could not do anything to improve the situation in the people in the Niger Delta. The people saw the worst from him, who was supposed to be from there. Some from him, who grew up in squalor, from him, who according to him did not have a pair of shoes to wear to school. 6 years he was president of Nigeria. He did absolutely nothing. The only thing that happened was that the criminals were let loose. Oil bunkering, oil stealing, the vandalization of pipelines, the environmental degradation arising from blowing up of pipelines, releasing thick plumes of smokes. Yes, with lots of radioactive particles into the atmosphere of the Niger Delta. That was killing the people because these guys are damn stupid idiots without education. They don't have knowledge of basic science. If they knew, they wouldn't be blowing up pipelines. They thought they were blowing pipelines to address an issue, but they were harming their people the more. They were harming our people the more. They harmed the whole of Nigeria the more. They destroyed the economy of Nigeria. Yes. Yes. That was the only achievement. And then we started seeing criminals being awarded contracts to monitor pipelines. What a country. A country that has an air force, a country that has a navy, a country that has an army, a country that has a police force. Criminals were awarded massive contracts to monitor oil pipelines. They claim that because they are from the area, they know the area. What changed? Nothing. So they legalized the stealing of oil in Nigeria. They legalized oil bunkering in Nigeria. Criminals from other countries will come with the barges, and the Tompolo and his gang will go and fill their tankers with Nigerian oil, and they put money in their pocket. So that's where he got the billions that he was using to fund the terrorism in the Niger Delta, a country that is supposed to be in a country that is supposed to be a real country with security forces, you know, to protect the people. And what did they do? They did nothing. What the best Nigerian government can do when they see true activists, genuine environmentalists, like Ken Saro, even though I have some problems with him because of what he did during the massacre of the Igbos. But at least he was an environmentalist. Yes, the government of Abacha connived with Shell in 1995 and murdered him. I was in South Africa at the time. Then that was when I saw Mandela. That's when I saw true leadership. That's when I saw real leadership. Mandela mobilized South Africans to boycott Shell. I didn't have a car then. I saw the power of unity. I saw South Africans. I don't know what happened after that. The type of solidarity the South Africans had with Nigerians was unbelievable. I saw it. I lived there. I was living in South Africa at the time. Even South Africans were ready to come to Nigeria. When Mandela started talking about that the only way to save Nigeria was going to be through an armed struggle. 3 young South Africans in the city where I was living, they were coming to ask me how they could enlist. They wanted to come to Nigeria to help fight to rescue Nigeria because of what Nigeria did for them during the anti-apartheid struggle. Now, what happened between Nigeria and South Africa right after that is what I don't understand. When South Africans now hate Nigerians to the extent of killing them and destroying them and wanting them to leave their country. Yes, in my time in South Africa, I was nearly worshipped. When I came out, older Nigerian, they'll be touching me, asking me all kinds of questions. But I don't know what changed. But now coming back to this whole issue, Abacha murdered Asari Dokubo because he was a genuine voice. He could not be bribed. He could not be paid off by the government and the share. So the only way they could do to get rid of him was to kill him. They instigated a crisis in Ogoni land, got him arrested and along with others, and then put them through a kangaroo trial and sentenced all of them to death. And his dead body was actually, badly treated with chemicals, just like Belgium did to Patrice Lumumba. That was exactly what Abacha did to Kansarowa. That way here was his friend. He was staying in the way of business for Shell. The same Shell that caused the death of Isaac Burrow came and caused the death of Ken Saro-Wiwa. All right? Now, the younger generation, corrupt and morally bankrupt, led by Asari Dokubo, Tompolo, and Tom Ateke, they criminalized the Niger Delta struggle to make money for themselves at the expense of the people and to the detriment of their environment. And sadly, they are the ones that are being celebrated today. In January 2016, under the regime of the terrorist Muhammadu Buhari, an arrest warrant for Tompolo was issued on charges of theft and money laundering. Prior to this, his last public appearance was in 2014. And for 6 years, his location and whereabouts were clandestine until 2020, when he resurfaced in his Egbesu shrine. In August 2022, Muhammadu Buhari renewed a lucrative contract to monitor Delta region pipelines with Tompolo. Did you hear that? Hello, Evan Davis. Sorry, thank you very much. Roland Graft, thank you. Thank you for joining us from YouTube. Please join and like if you love what you are hearing, if you like what we are doing on behalf of Nigeria and the people of Nigeria. If you understand the crude oil economy, you will take this matter seriously. It's not just about Nigeria. It's the activities of these criminals impact the global oil prices. When they start sabotaging, the prices will run because the world is not able to produce enough to go around. And that is what is happening. And then when they work with a criminal government like this, and this is what happens. Now, the same Muhammadu Buhari that we thought was a responsible man, when he issued a warrant for his arrest, all of us, including me, who comes from them, knowing fully well that he's a criminal, we celebrated that a responsible government had come to stamp its authority and bring about law and order in Nigeria, including the Niger Delta, where criminal gangs operate like now they are operating in the north of Nigeria, where different types of terrorist movements are emerging every day. This same Buhari turned around and negotiated a contract that he had revoked and awarded the same criminal. They awarded the same criminal the contract of monitoring Nigeria's oil pipelines. Is that not a compromise of the country's national security? A country that has an army, a country that has a navy, a country that has an air force. You are awarding the protection of oil pipelines to criminals. A criminal like Tompolo. Yes. Tell me how Nigeria will be a better country. Tell me how Nigeria will move forward. Tell me. So Buhari went back to his vomit and ate it. And he did it for a particular reason. He did it because Buhari is one of those who never wanted the good of Nigeria. One of the Fulani elites. He did it strategically. It sounded foolish with him coming back to award oil pipeline protection to a criminal. The Fulani elites own 99% of the oil blocks. Own 99% of the oil blocks in Nigeria. So they put him under pressure. Buhari, you are issuing a warrant of arrest on this man. Our interest will be sabotaged. That was how Buhari gave Tompolo the contract worth billions of naira to be monitoring oil pipelines in Nigeria. What a country. What a country. And not many people could raise their fingers to ask questions. This is a die-hard criminal. So you are validating criminality. Now the question is, has the situation in the Niger Delta gotten better? There may be no noise right now. Business is going well for the Fulani elites, who took advantage of the period of Buhari to destroy 4 refineries with Mili Kyari as the driver of the destruction. Mili Kyari was appointed managing director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation for the period of over 10 years. He was there. He made sure that NNPC did not work. He made sure that all the refineries, including the needless refinery that they went to Kaduna to establish, did not work. But Nigeria was pumping money into the NNPC that was not making any gain. Nigeria was importing hundreds of its petroleum products from outside Nigeria. Nigeria was just auctioning millions of barrels of oil to foreign corporations. And there was this free flow, or there has been, because I know it's still going on. free flow of Nigerian oil in different directions. The army was involved, the navy was involved, has been involved, and all that. You see the mess in Nigeria, so messy. Now, Tompolo became so powerful. If you heard what happened 2 years ago in Okwama, in Delta State, he controls the Nigerian armed forces. Tompolo. Yes, Tompolo controls the Nigerian armed forces, members of the Nigerian armed forces operating in the Niger Delta. They went to Okwama on illegal oil bunkering. Right at the time, this rogue president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, took over. And the people resisted them. And in the process, some soldiers were killed. The soldiers who were killed went there on illegal duty. They were not supposed, they didn't have any business being there. No business being there. They killed the soldiers. They deserved what they got. And then what did they do? The army reinforced under the auspices of the most irresponsible chief of defense staff, General Christopher Musa. I don't know how he became a general. He came and wiped out that village. They killed so many and then took all their leaders into custody. As of today, 5 of their leaders have died in the custody of the army of Nigeria because Tompolo's interest was threatened, and they knew who sponsored these people. Yes, they killed women and children. That is how the army of Nigeria works. The army of Nigeria works against the people. They are supposed to defend our territorial integrity, but they are used to kill fellow innocent and defenseless Nigerians. Yes, that is the new power of Tompolo. It's a lord in that area of Nigeria, working for the interest of those sabotaging Nigeria. And foolishly, the young people from that part of Nigeria don't see it because they are so blind, they are so ignorant and impervious to common sense. They celebrate criminals. You saw they were celebrating Tompolo's 10 billion naira yesterday. I felt so ashamed of myself as a Nigerian. A criminal who has killed, who has kidnapped people, who has taken ransom, and who has endangered the people he said he was fighting for. So now the thing is this. What Nigeria is doing like this is this. Once they settle all the criminals, they give them lucrative contracts, then it's as good that the people of the Niger Delta have been taken care of. There is development going on in Niger Delta. There is electricity 24/7 in Niger Delta. There are hospitals taking care of the Niger Delta people. The environmental pollution is now a thing of the past. Yes, everything is now hunky-dory for the Niger Delta people. Once Asari Dokubo is taken care of, once Tompolo is taken care of, once Ateke Tom is taken care of, the whole of Niger Delta is taken care of. Once Akpabio is taken care of, once Wike is taken care of, we, the people of Niger Delta, the suffering women and children, the children in a Bundu waterfront, with no access to water, no access to medical care, no access to nothing, life of bleak that they live, they are taken care of. As long as these criminals are taken care of. Yes, as long as these criminals are taken care of. That is the life we live in Nigeria. That is what is happening in my Niger Delta. And it is a shame that we are where we are. And it is our fault that we allow criminals to take over our country. Criminals at all levels. When we say vote, the Nigerian will collect pittance and vote for criminals. Now, let me go back. Yes, house of computers and laptop. Now you see what I was telling you. Nigeria cannot be saved. Well, we're going to try. We're going to try. And I am not one who gives up so easily. But it's a daunting task. It's a daunting task. And that is why we must put our legs on the throttle to continue to press. And if 200 people are sharing the message that I've been delivering right now as we speak, and it's getting to the people because we are speaking the truth that nobody has ever spoken to them, they will begin to think. Yes, they'll begin to think. But there is darkness in Nigeria. And the darkness is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. When you have a drug dealer as a president, you have a terrorist as vice president, you have a terrorist as a minister of defense, you have a criminal as a senate president, you have another criminal in the House of Representatives, you have a criminal judiciary, you have a criminal police force, you have a compromised armed forces. There is no hope for that country. Nigeria is a hopeless state right now. But the people of Nigeria, now than ever before, you claim that you are hungry. When it was in election time, when they were registering during the period leading to the process of electioneering, when they came off for INEC registration, over 92 million Nigerians registered to vote. When the time came to vote, not up to 30 million Nigerians came out. What happened? What happened? Where are you, Nigerians? Why are you quiet as your country is being run down by criminals? Yes, why? And you will say, oh, you will tell me, come home, come home, come home. I came home in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and in 2019. I ran for Senate. I came with a new template. What did I see you? You did not vote for me. Yes, when I was out here shouting, everybody was saying, oh, we found somebody who could do it. I came home. Who did I see? I did not see any of you. I did not see any of you. You were trading yourselves as commodities. And how do you want me to believe that the same thing will not happen next time? I don't believe in 2027. I want something urgent. I want something now to happen to save Nigeria. Nigeria has become a really serious threat to global peace and security. What is taking place in Nigeria is unconscionable. What is taking place in Nigeria should not be taking place anywhere where normal human beings live. The Nepalese came because they were angry and tired of being ruled like idiots. They went out. They put religion aside. They put their tribes aside. They put everything aside. And then they put their country at the forefront and say, we got to save our country. We got to save our country. They came together. Yes, it was electrifying. Yes, the way they came. And they were driven by purpose. They went after their politicians until the president of the country turned in the towel and had to run away. They drowned those that they had to drown because of their wickedness, their crime against the Nepalese humanity. Why is it impossible? But Nigerian youth were celebrating. They were celebrating. Oh, Nepal. Oh, Nepal. The same way they did in 2017 when Macron became president of France at the age of 35. They came up with this big movement, youth takeover movement. And all of us were celebrating. At last, Nigerian youths have gotten it. Now it is time. By the middle of 2018, youth takeover had died. Nigerian youths have recalled. They started what they were used to, writing, promoting criminals as their leaders. Yes, for money. Very transactional. And when you are transactional, this is what you get. You get the type of Tompolo as your leader. A dropout, a school dropout. That is not even the problem. Even it doesn't have to be a graduate to be a good leader. People who have no conscience. Criminality, that is what he knows. He didn't know any other thing but criminality. To see the Delta State governor, again, another questionable character, and now celebrating, thanking, and accepting a donation of 10 billion naira from a criminal, a thief who has hurt people, a thief who has kidnapped people, who had kidnapped people, who has spilled people's blood, who had endangered the Niger Delta and its environment. You are celebrating. That is the height of irresponsibility, and that is the height of the moral decay that has become legendary in Nigeria. We celebrate criminals and we relegate our heroes. Shame. This is a shame. Shame of a nation. Nigeria, the way it is, honestly, Nigeria, the way it is, where we celebrate animals, where we celebrate bandits, when we celebrate terrorists, when we celebrate criminals of all kinds of shades and manners, we have a problem. We have a serious, serious, serious problem in Nigeria. So the people of Nigeria, which is the way forward. Hey, Linda Mado, how are you? Nice to see you again. Brenda Donald, thank you very much for joining. Elliot, how are you? I know you guys, some of you are Nigerians. Please share this message. Hit the like button, like what we are doing, so that YouTube will continue to recommend us. Yes, yes. Emeka Ejimi, I have always stood by my words. No silver or gold of the highest grade cannot buy me. I was born doing what I'm doing. If you look at my trajectory, go and type in smart Madu Ajaja. So what you see is what you see. So if you ask Google, ask whatever they call them, they will tell you. You see what I have been doing. Not many people can do what I do. Not many people can say what I say. When I ran for Senate in Nigeria, people were thinking that I was going to die because I refused to take the army. I refused to take the police with me. I was at the forefront, yeah, of everything. I'm mingling with thousands of people. I did not owe anybody. I did not do anything wrong. Or the only thing I'm doing is speaking the truth. Yes, many people were scared for my life. I went through it and came out. But I was so sad. I was so sad that the, the people who were milling around me did not mean what they were. They were all after money. They were not after the good of their country. And that is why we are where we are. Evil is triumphing in Nigeria. Evil is winning. Otherwise, why should Bola Ahmed Tinubu be president of Nigeria? There's no ground for him. By any standard, Bola Tinubu should not be president of Nigeria. Do you know that some pastors, like a Bakare, now say that a God sent Bola Ahmed Tinubu? They will go and be telling you, when you tell them, when you challenge them about what they are saying, they will tell you about Saul and Paul. Saul and Paul, they are not Africans. We are talking about now. You are telling me about Saul. And that is what makes them feel good, that God changed Saul and made him Paul. And then, so the criminals holding Nigeria hostage, even as they are continuously destroying Nigeria, we change Nigeria. How will you use the same tool that destroyed your country to fix it? It's impossible. We need a new tool. We need a new platform. We need a new generation of those who love Nigeria. This generation does not love Nigeria. They are criminals. They are out to destroy Nigeria. Otherwise, why will someone wake up and then go and invite Fulani mercenaries into his country? Why will someone invite people who are raping women, killing innocent and defenseless farmers, kidnapping them, robbing them, killing them, and selling their organs to make money? Yes, they did. They do that. And you see kidnappers all over Nigeria. Nigeria is the most expensive place to be alive. So, Emeka, I am I am not, I say what I do. I want real soldiers, those who love their country. That is why. And you want to know how old I am? I'm 63. I'm supposed to be relaxing. Why the young people are doing what they need to do. But where are the young Nigerians? Show me one. Show me one. Whenever they show up for the money. When they give them money, they go to sleep. All right, and join the system. But I'm one who will never join the system. Never, ever. I want the Nigerian system to be broken so the people of Nigeria can be set free. And Nigeria can be set free. Nigeria is the reason Africa is struggling. Nigeria is the reason Africa is stuck. Nigeria is the reason Africa is voiceless. If Nigeria rises, the whole of Africa will change. They will follow. They will have no choice. Now you want to ask, why are they attacking Nigeria everywhere? Even nearby Ghana, they want Nigerians to leave. Envy. I know they forget any story. You are not invited here to be anything. So if you don't want to be here, you are out. All right. I don't deal with people who have no. I don't deal with people who are hopeless. I don't deal with criminals. All right. Yes. Um. Leas, Michael, thank you very much for joining. And Celebrity TV Talkative, your anger is legitimate, but to turn around this country is almost impossible, judging from how mentally damaged the people have become. I agree with you. The damage done to the mindset of our people, the damage done to the mindset of our people is enormous. You are very correct. I've been battling with that. But now, I will ask you, do we give up? Is it okay for us to give up? Why not we continue pushing, hoping that one day, just like when you start a business, sometime in America, they will tell you for you to break even in your business, you have to be doing that business for at least 3 years. Then you get to the breaking point. We have to find a way. We have to find a way to reach our people. Our people, we are not a corrupt people. We are conditionally corrupt. Not because it's not like the people of Nigeria don't know that what is going on in their country is wrong. They know. They are beating them down with fear. They are beating them down with their armed forces and the security forces that are supposed to be protecting them. They are wrecking them down. They have made our people to believe that criminality is good. But I live in one country here. This is why I'm going to fly this flag once again today. Yes. You know why? You don't see brigands in politics here. You don't see them. In America, you won't hear something about like someone like Tompolo. No. He'll be frying burger somewhere or selling drugs in the street corner. But he will never be a leader that people we want to identify with. And it tells you that something is not right with Nigeria. See here, you can commit all the crimes you want. You can commit all the crimes you want. But don't be caught. If you are caught, it's not an individual that you are going to be dealing with. You are dealing with the system that has an allergy to corruption. You are dealing, you'll be dealing with a criminal justice that sometimes do overtime or does overtime. Yes. But Nigeria is lawless. Can you? I'm not flying the flag of Nigeria like this for the kind of criminality that is here. See, there's a Nigerian flag behind me. That is the extent we can go for now. I love the country, but I don't love the country the way it is. And that is why I decided to take a different position. That is at variant with the position that is popular. I have a very powerful voice. I could be making money if I wanted to do things the way others are doing. But I decided to be a positive force. And that is why I'm asking all those who truly love Nigeria from their heart of hearts. Let us start. Let us start small. We continue to build until we reach that critical mass of critically conscious people. It has to be, the people have to be conscious in order for them to change their situation. The Nigerian people are most unconscious. Forget about all the degrees you see that some of them have behind their back. They are unconscious. They are mostly ignorant. They don't know their rights. A man who doesn't know his basic human rights, right to life, right to choice, right to freedom of expression, right to freedom of association, right to worship God in his own way, the best way he knows how, without being told by anybody, and right to self-determination. A man who doesn't have all these rights, you have to teach him that he has it. So our job is to teach them. We have to teach them. Don't be tired. I am not tired. We have to teach them until they come to the realization of what they have been doing to themselves. Nigerians have caused immense damage to themselves. That is why criminals like Tom Ateke, that is why criminals like Atari Dokubo, that is why criminals like Tompolo have a space to breathe. Where the people are conscious, they will take their level. Nobody needs to fight them to make them understand that they don't belong. They will find their level. It's a lot of work. Michael Bishops, it is my first time, and I love your work. Thank you very much, Michael. I love you too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Please help us. Before you leave, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Go beyond subscribing. Share our messages. Tell your friends, family members, and associates about our channel. It is very, very important. That is how and the only way we can grow and be recognized as a force. We are trying to build a movement, yes, a global movement for change, a global movement for peace through justice, a global movement for global security and stability. We need it. A Nigeria that is in turmoil is a great danger to the world. If you remember what happened in 2009, when a young man, a young Nigerian, did you ever think that a Nigerian would be able to put a bomb in his underwear? His name is Abdul Mutalab. He's from the north of Nigeria, the hub of terrorism. Yes. Yeah. Did you ever conjecture that a young Nigerian would strap a bomb around him and get into an American airline and to want to blow it up? Yes. So that is the threat that the silence of the world portends for Nigeria. Nigeria, as we stand right now, as it stands right now in the north of Nigeria, terrorism is a big business in Nigeria. And Nigeria knows those behind terrorism. But Nigeria is not addressing it because of the country's tragedy of leadership. Okay, my brother, I used to think that we can save that Nigeria until I understood how colonial masters work and how they set up Nigeria, making it impossible. Yes, they set up Nigeria, but we can disband what they set up and rebuild our country. That is where I'm coming from. So America did it, and they succeeded. America was a British colony until they decided that they don't want to be a British colony. They wanted to build their own country. They came together and agreed. They fought a civil war to that extent. Those who have an idea of building a real America won the war. And today, America is better for it. And today, America is the most powerful country on earth so far, and Britain now takes permission from America if they want to even drink water. If America does not join, Britain will not move. Yeah, that is why we can do it. An African country can do it. And the country best suited to do it is Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria. Nigeria needs help as we can't do this alone. Yes, absolutely, Michael. Yes, and that is why we are asking everybody to join hand. It's not my job. It's not only my job. It is the job of every Nigerian. Because as citizens of Nigeria, we owe that country responsibilities. It's not that we sit down and blame Nigeria. Nigeria did not do this for us. Nigeria did not do that for us. Are we doing for Nigeria? Nigeria has actually done so much, and the best any country can do for its citizen. One, there is a land that we find ourselves in. Whether we agree with it or not is not the question right now. We are there right now for now, until if we are breaking it, until we break it. This is where we are right now. Land is so fertile. Yes, but are we farming enough? And then if we are not farming enough, why are we not? Why are we allowing Fulani terrorists to take over our country? We keep quiet and be hoping that God Almighty, Jesus Christ will come, Allah will come. Allah and Jesus do not work like that. They are not going to come to save Nigeria. It is only Nigerians who will save Nigerians. So Americans decided that they don't want the bullshit from Imperial Britain. And then they decided, they succeeded. So Nigeria can do the same thing for Africa, and then we will succeed. And then, the vision of our founding fathers at the independence of when the battle for the decolonization of Africa was raging. Those people saw where we are today. They saw it about 80 years ago. Kwame Nkrumah saw it. Emperor Haile Selassie saw it. Modibo Keita saw it. Sekou Toure saw it. Julius Nyerere saw it. Kenneth Kaunda saw it. Jomo Kenyatta saw it. Yes, later, Amika Cabra saw it. Augusto Neto, they saw this. They saw this. Samora Machel, Thomas Sankara. Yeah, those ones came later. And today, we are having Ibrahim Traore. We are saying this. And those are people who had the authority of pathway to say it. We, the ordinary people, have been saying it. Unite Africa. Unite Africa. Africa unite. It's not a joke. It is a duty. Yes, Africa unite. If Africa unite and breaks down all the colonial borders where people can move with their goods and services, the tension within Africa will decrease significantly. I'm telling you, an Africa that has no border, an Africa that has one economy, an Africa that has one network of political leadership, an Africa that has one central bank, an Africa that has one military, who is Boko Haram? Who are the Fulani bandits? Who is Al-Shabaab that will hold the whole of Africa hostage? All these criminal groups, gangs, are operating because Africa is divided. And that's what the imperialists want. Because the unification of Africa will send Europe into perennial poverty. So they will continue to do things to instigate this type of crisis that we are having all over Africa. It's because we have a leadership that is not smart, a leadership that is stupid, a leadership that has no self-confidence. Puppets, yes, yes, are leaders in Africa. That is why we are suffering. So this generation of leaders, we the new generation, we need to do something, and urgently. We have no business with the current African Union. We have no business with the ECOWAS that cannot come together and get anything done. We have to align. We have to build a new network to change Africa. We have to start earnestly the fight for the decolonization, the real decolonization and independence for Africa. And now it is. It's for this reason, the lack of unity, the lack of a purpose-driven leadership, yes, that love the people. That is why we have Tompolo operating. That is why we have Asari Dokubo operating. Yes, Nigeria is a disappointment to Africa. Total, total. I am a Nigerian, I'm proud to say it. We need more people like you. You are an African voice. Yeah, thank you very much, Michael. We appreciate you. Please, like I said, share our message. If you are joining us for the very first time, like, comment, subscribe, even join our membership, because we will rely on that to continue to push our message. And for what we do, we spend a lot of time doing it. We work with people from across the African continent and are expanding beyond the shores of Africa to bring this message of hope and justice to the people of the world. And that is what we need right now. Tompolo belongs to jail. It is not supposed to be a free man. Tompolo now has a contract to be monitoring Nigeria's oil pipeline. It's a disgrace in a country that has an armed forces. General Christopher Musa, you should be ashamed of yourself. Egbeto Kunkayode, you should be ashamed of yourself. The EFCC chairman who threatened the other time to arrest Tompolo because of the way he was abusing the Nigerian naira, the Nigerian currency. All of a sudden, we did not hear anything from him. I was looking forward to that arrest. You could not. You could not carry out the arrest. Like you threatened to arrest, what is the name? The Yahaya Bello of Kogi State. And you ended up not doing anything. And you could not resign. I know that you were pressured into not doing it. Because you are not a man of honor, you could not resign to send a message to the corrupt, morally bankrupt Nigerian Babylon system. You stayed in. And then you have the only person you have been going after is the young man from my place. What is it called? Criminal too. Emefiele. Emefiele, ex-governor of Central Bank. That's the only one. Yeah, because your drug dealer master had an interest in it because he stood in his way, to his money during the presidential campaign. Shame on you. You are a tribalist. All of you damn tribalists. You are the ones destroying Nigeria. The EFCC is supposed to be disbanded. It's supposed to be disbanded. The Nigerian Armed Forces is supposed to be disbanded. Yes, the Nigerian police disbanded. All the security, all the security forces in Nigeria disbanded, so we can form a new outfit that will work. They are all colonial. So when they are colonial, they will work on the colonial, based on the colonial blueprints. Honestly, I don't even know the manuals that is being used to educate or to train the operating training manual that they are using to train Nigerian security forces. It doesn't look like anything modern. Yes, Nigeria is fake. Nigeria expired in 2014 from 100 after 100 years of an amalgamation to nowhere, amalgamation to death. Millions of our fellow citizens are dying on daily basis, and we are here celebrating a criminal. Who is the Tompolo? For real, a thief, a young man who has killed so many people, who has kidnapped so many people for ransom, now reigns supreme to the extent that he's appointed, awarded contract worth billions of naira. If he could come up with 10 billion naira to a corrupt state government in Delta State, then how much is his own? What is his net worth? And from where is he making this money? They said they gave him the contract to monitor the Nigerian pipelines and the maritime activities, and he's stealing oil legally to sell and then make money. He had the audacity. Thank God, America is great. America. The day he made that donation would have been the day the FBI will come for him. Yes. Have you, since if you have sense, Nigerians who are watching me, have you seen any American donating money to the American government? Have you seen it? And we say we are copying American democracy. Have you seen any American citizen coming to donate money to the government, any government in the United States, be it state, be it um, be it federal? Have you ever seen it? It's only in Nigeria. Thieves will come and donate money, and we are celebrating them. Thieves who ought to be behind bars, we celebrate them for donating money that they stole from us, bloody money that they stole from us. And some people driven by tribalism will come and stand like a young man. I thought Kevin was going to be here for real. I wanted to hear from him, but sadly he's not here. And because I posted something on Facebook, let me actually read, certain comments, to you guys so you can see how horrible Nigeria can be sometimes. How terrible. How terrible. How terrible. They have turned our country. Great country. Yes. Great country. Yeah, let me see here. It is sad. So sad. Sadly, he's not here. And because I posted something on Facebook, let me actually read. It is sad. How can you So sad. Wow. Wow. Am I from this country called Nigeria? Really? Sometimes I feel like am I from this country? Wow. Am I from this country called Nigeria? Really? Sometimes I feel like yes. It's like I'm crazy. Like I'm one of the very like I'm crazy. Am I like I'm out of place? How come our people have become so evil that they love evil? They celebrate evil. What is it? What is it? What is it with Nigeria? One young man just posted something. They say from the same place the money came from. They will explain tire. Yes. Wow. 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 Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What's going on? Am I from this country? Yes, the people of the world. The minister. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about this guy. I don't want to talk about this. So why can't Nigerians just wake up? Why should any people just fold their arms and watch their country being destroyed and they cannot do anything? You fold your arm and watch your country being damaged and you cannot raise a finger. You go to the extent of even celebrating those destroying your country. Where are Nigeria's intellectuals? Where are Nigeria's professionals? Why is everybody silent? As a few people are destroying their country without recourse for consequences. Yes. Why? I have been wondering why. Why are people silent about this unspoken, most dangerous threat to Nigeria that Aliko Dangote faces, presents? Aliko Dangote, for instance, is the biggest domestic threat to the Nigerian economy because it's aided by the dangerous called elitist Fulani network in and outside government and their criminal accomplices from other parts of Nigeria to stifle competition. That's the extent of the economic terrorism which Olusegun Obasanjo created and which has been keeping Nigeria on the canvas. Yes, Obasanjo created the intolerant and destructive monopolistic Dangote monster that the people of Nigeria celebrate. They celebrate him as the richest man in Africa. How did he acquire his riches? They destroyed four refineries, Nigerian refineries, for his own to emerge. And he decides how much he sells petroleum. He's so intolerant of competition. Obasanjo, what Obasanjo did to Nigeria. Obasanjo created that monster. There was a time there was a cement factory, a cement Ibeto cement factory. There was competition. Obasanjo helped Dangote destroy that young man's cement business. So the life of Nigerians now are in the hands of Dangote. He's the producer of everything in Nigeria. That cannot happen in the United States. And you say you are moving towards a free market economy. I was hearing the rogue minister talking about how the economy was expanding, and he did not ask questions about why they destroyed our refineries. Bola Ahmed Tinubu took 1,500 Nigerians to Saudi Arabia to talk about oil business in Nigeria. 1,500. I'm not sure when Mansa Musa went on his pilgrimage with all the money he had. I'm not sure he took 1,500 people on his pilgrimage to Mecca. We see a lot of bizarre, very ugly things in Nigeria, and we keep quiet. We chase shadows and look away from the substance, look away from things that are hurting us. How on earth will Tompolo reach out into his pocket and donate 10 billion naira to Delta State government? And the EFCC is there, watching and doing nothing. They celebrate. Wow, I'm scared. It is called value system in Nigeria. There are diverse value systems. Then tell me how you can save Nigeria. We can save Nigeria through um, choosing the right type of leadership. It's not like we cannot choose. We are not able to choose because we support the system that makes it impossible for us to choose. And that is why we must unbundle. That's destroy the system, not unbundle. That's too nice. We must destroy the system. It's not like we are incapable of being together. I'm not sure there's any culture in Nigeria that supports corruption. If it does, it's a new culture. And truly it's a new culture. When I was growing up, we were our brothers' keepers. Doors were open all day. Nobody would break into your house to steal anything. It's a new culture. Very dangerous culture. That is not who we are. Even if we break Nigeria up right now, how are you going to guarantee that the new country will not even be worse than what we think Nigeria is? All we need to do is to demonstrate that willingness to work. That's it, to save a nation. And this is to rebuild it on an entirely different platform. Not this platform of hate, not this platform of corruption, not this on the platform of bigotry. We need a new Nigeria. And an election will not cut it for us. If you like, organize 200 elections in Nigeria, the outcome will progressively get worse. Those who are talking about 2027, I wish you right. Well, I am not talking about 2027. I am looking for some Traores in Nigeria. Traores who don't care about religion. Traores who don't care about tribe. Traores who care only about Nigeria. So we can wipe out this useless foundation and erect a brand new foundation. I am not an apologist of any politician. I don't sing the praises of any politician. I am not in support of any politicians because they are all criminals. They are all rogues, no exception. All are driven by the interest to get to where they want to suppress and abuse and repress the people and exploit the country. That is all that they want. Yes. Thank you. Supers ready 888. Thank you 8880. He said, I wish you the best in your quest to improve the life for all your people. Yes, that's what we did. Thank you very much. We appreciate you and sincerely from our heart. So Nigerians watching me today, from anywhere and everywhere you are on earth, do me one favor. Nigeria can be saved, but it cannot be saved by only one person. It has to be saved by the concert of all of us. Let us all do whatever we think, the minimum we can do. Now, right now, what I expect you to do, you are a Nigerian watching me right now, and you love what I'm doing, you are in sync with what I'm doing, like, share our message. Let another Nigerian get it. If you're a friend of Nigerians, put this message across to them. Share our platform. Let them know that there's a voice that is speaking something different from what is traditional in Nigeria. We are not funded by any Nigerian government. We are not funded by any politician. What we are doing is self-help. Yes, I fund what I am doing in Nigeria. But any help through buying our super tanks, by joining our membership and then sending us super chats will help us immensely to expand our message. We do this. I keep two jobs while I'm doing this, but I have to serve my country. And that is why I create time. Every day I create at least 3 hours to address the issue of Nigeria. And if you watching me can do one thing, whatever you can, no matter how small it is. But if I tell you this, if 1 million people are saying God bless Nigeria or sharing our message, you know the impact it will have. It will have a huge, massive impact. We don't want criminals ruling Nigeria anymore. We don't want criminals being the faces of leadership at any point in Nigeria. We want real Nigerians. We want real people. We want those who love Nigeria. We want a Nigeria that can punish crime. A Nigeria where the judiciary will punish crime. They will adjudicate and interpret the laws. We don't want a judiciary where judges will be paid money and they will pervert justice. That's one thing that does not happen here. If you are found guilty, you commit any act, criminal act, and you go in, I tell you, you will be you will be prosecuted and you will pay a price for your crime. We can't say that yet of Nigeria, but it is possible. And it's possible if you, me, and all of us get together, looking back at our history from 1914, when the British came with their dubious amalgamation treaty that did not involve the whole of Nigeria. They selected people from three ethnic groups, and then they signed our life into hell. Okay, thankfully, that ended in 2014. And now the same people don't want us to negotiate the future of a new country. They took to arms and started shooting up our country. And that's scared the hell out of all of us. We should fight back. Now, let me ask Tompolo. Great. He was a criminal fighting in the street. He's still a criminal fighting for his own selfish benefits. Where are all the AK-47 that he used? Where did he acquire them? 10 billion naira. It's a lot of money. Yes, especially in a country, in a state where Fulani bandits now roam free. So why couldn't he build a statewide army to end insecurity in Delta State first of all? I am not approving of his criminality. Yes, because the Fulani terrorists are being funded by Fulani politicians and Fulani elites with access to Nigeria's money because they have a mission to violently overrun Nigeria. And like they got Ken Saro, they are going to get Tompolo down. They're going to get Asari Dokubo down. They're going to clear off Tom Ateke. Yes, it's the history that we know. Yes, when they finish using you and they get tired of you, they get rid of you. To the extent now that Tompolo is telling us to vote, extend the tenure of a criminal. Bola Tinubu, business is good for them. His business is booming. So he continued to monitor pipeline. And when we have a Nigerian army that could have done it for free, all right, because all they get is their salaries. When we get a Nigerian Air Force that could do area surveillance and only be paid their salaries. Now they have a budgetary allocation for oil pipeline protection. All the money going to Tompolo. He shares with those who award him the contract. And they smile to the bank every day, to the detriment of our people and at the expense of them. And then the stupid youths from that Niger Delta will line behind him and line behind Asari Dokubo after they give them drugs and they lose control of themselves. And they call them leaders. How is Tompolo a leader? He's a criminal. He belongs behind the bars. How is Asari Dokubo a leader? He's a criminal. He belongs to jail. Asari Dokubo was contracted by Buhari to kill Igbos. When you hear the unknown gunman, it was Asari Dokubo, and he confessed to it. You know, whenever he's broke, he comes online, and then when they settle him, he keeps quiet. That's what I've been doing. So they have their pacifier for him. He makes noise, threatens them, threatens peace. They will give him some money, and then he quietens down. And then when he's broke, he comes back again. Asari Dokubo was responsible for the unknown government that killed prominent Igbo people in order to discredit IPOB. That was the handwork of Muhammadu Buhari, who called the southeast of Nigeria a dot in a circle with no escape route, and then threatening to, softly, in a manner that their businesses across Nigeria will be jumped on by Nigerians from across Nigeria. It's so sad. Hey, Monday, how are you? Thank you very much for joining. Always. Yes. So this is what the Nigerian situation has been. How are we going to get over this? We have to get simple. We have to get conscious. We have to look inwardly, look at ourselves, ask ourselves questions. Who is benefiting? All the Niger Delta people, are they benefiting from what they are taking from Niger Delta? The oil. What is the state of your schools? What are the states of your hospitals? What are the states of your roads? Yes, tell me. Do you have 24-hour electricity? How many young people are employed? Not just how many. What is the pathway access to opportunity for you to be anything? Show me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And you are lining behind these criminals called Tompolo. You are lining behind these criminals called Asari Dokubo. You are lining behind Akpabio. You are lining behind Wiki. Yes, all these agents of destruction. You're lying behind them. Nigerian youths, Niger Delta youths. Some of you are so stupid because you cannot think. Then when they give you these drugs, you lose your mind. Yes. How long are you going to live in squalor? Your parents lived in squalor, and you are living in poverty. No, wake up. That is what is required for you right now. It is time for you to wake up. Ask yourself these simple questions. Why is Asari Dokubo so rich? What did he sell? To the extent that he owns a university in the Republic of Benin. He did not build that university in the Niger Delta. All right? He made money from stealing. He never had any job. He has never had any serious company. His father did not leave any company behind him. All of a sudden, boom, he has this big amount of money. Tompolo was a school dropout. His father did not leave him any business to be managing. He did not start any business from scratch. His only business was the oil theft, stealing oil, blowing up pipelines, all right, to bring the government to negotiate with them. Yes, and then at your expense. And then they put the money in their pocket. Maybe 1, 2 days buy you drugs, buy you what they know you like, and you start celebrating them. They give you AK-47. Now the AK-47, you are not using it to fire the Fulani bandits that are troubling your area. Yes. So what use are you? So what is the need? What is the reason he gave this money to Delta State? It says Delta State Security Fund. Really, Delta State Security Fund, but the state is most insecure. The state is most insecure. In my hometown alone, over 100 people have been kidnapped, and out of the 100 people, over 10 of them were murdered. And the state governor did not even know. They brought his attention. He did not know. The police commissioner never visited. I interviewed the police public relations officer. I had to kick him out of my studio because he was defending nonsense. Yeah, defending people with AK-47 that they have right to be in our forest. Yeah, if they were Nigerians actually, they have right to be anywhere they want to, but not armed and then kidnapping our people. They are criminals. And that bright and robo boy, I had to tell him get the fuck out of my studio. Yes, that is how sad the situation in Nigeria is. So you Nigerians in Nigeria, you Nigerians in Niger Delta, look at Abuja. It was your money that was used to build Abuja. Look at Lagos. It was our money that was used to build Lagos. Look at all the state capitals in Nigeria. It is our money. Because the way federal government in Nigeria runs is a Father Christmas that gives out money to states every month. They call it federation account. What are those states contributing to the state account, federation account? Mostly zero, nothing. The only people contributing is from the Niger Delta. What are we getting in return? Yes, all the state capitals in Nigeria were developed using the money from the oil resources from the Niger Delta. And then somebody will have the effrontery in Lagos to tell you to go back to your place, that they own Lagos. And then you keep quiet. Yes. See, this is what some of the stupid things that we have been doing. Yes, federal government workers, who pays them? Is your oil money. State government workers, who pays them? Is the oil money from the Niger Delta. Yes. If we take our Niger Delta, Nigeria will collapse. Nigeria will collapse completely. But you know what they do? They look at some of us and give them pacifier in order to quieten our people. They are not the genuine voices of our people. The genuine voices, they kill them. The genuine voices, like Isaac Boro, they kill them. A genuine voice that I have a problem with because of the role he played in the genocide against the Igbos. Ken Saro-Wiwa, he was a genuine voice. Later, they killed him. Okay, Henry Oka appears to be like a genuine voice. Where is he now? He's serving a prison term in South Africa. Because that one was smart. You can hear him. He finished school. He's very, very methodological. He was purpose driven. He has plans. You could see Henry Oka. I wish they allowed him express himself. This Asari Dokubo and Tompolo, they were the ones who connived and gave him up. Today, Henry Oka is serving prison term in South Africa. Jonathan Goodluck helped facilitate that. He wanted peace. For 6 years, he was quiet while Ijaw boys, stupid Ijaw boys, Tompolo, Asari Dokubo, and Ateke were destroying the Niger Delta. He did absolutely nothing. I saw some of them that they recruited. Yes, thank you, Dr. Edmond, Professor Edmond, the Dean of Business at Houston University in Austin. He's my friend. He was a recruiter. He was going to Niger Delta to recruit students, mostly Ijaw people, to come to school here in the United States. He recruited a lot of them. You know what many of them did? They ended up in the streets of America. They were not going to class. Every month they would be expecting, they were being paid that the amnesty money. Once they were paid, they blew it up on drug and going to strip clubs in America. Yes, I saw some of them. I interacted with some of them. He told me, I can connect you to Dr. Jonathan Goodluck because he had a direct link to him. And I refused. I told him no. Because of my position, what I believe and what is taking place in that Niger Delta, I don't want to have anything to do with the government. Yes, even if I had asked him to help recruit some of my younger ones, he would do it. But I refused. And the reason is because I want to maintain the position I had taken. I don't want to compromise myself to the point that where I won't be able to speak the truth anymore. That is how close I have gotten to the authority in Nigeria. If I wanted Dr. Edmond to take me to President Jonathan Goodluck, it was very easy. They had direct relationship. Yeah, and all the chiefs, the traditional rulers in the Niger Delta, he knew them. But I told him I don't want to have anything to do with those people because they are corrupt. Look at what they did to our country. They destroyed a beautiful country. And we are celebrating those who are responsible. We are celebrating Tompolo's bloody $10 billion donation, Naira donation. He is a criminal. They are lucky so far. The people like me have not had the opportunity to be at the helm of affairs in Nigeria. I tell you, now day will turn into night for a lot of them, including those who support terrorism in Nigeria, like Saad Abubakar. Yeah, day would have turned into nights for them. But Nigeria cannot win all these battles with criminals in charge of Nigeria because they cohabit, they do business together, they rob Nigerians, and then behind the scene they'll be laughing at all of us, including laughing at us. They will say I'm making noise. That is why I want the ordinary people. Let us join together so that send them a message that the noise that we have been making can be put into action. And let us see who will cry. Nigerians, please, let us start. It's not too late. We can make this happen. We can make this happen. Join this movement. Support what we do. Join our membership. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok. We can save Nigeria. It looks like it is impossible, but once it is dreamed, it can be done. All we need is that unity of purpose, that realization that we have a country that is under assault, that realization that we have children whose future cannot be guaranteed unless we do something. We can do something and stop the madness going on in Nigeria. With this, we come to the end of this early morning segment of Global Matters Arising. Nigeria at its forefront. It's time we do something about this. Forget about Tompolo. And we have to withdraw. If you are one of his supporters, you are following evil. He's not a good man. The only thing he can teach you is criminality. The only thing he has to offer is criminality. I believe that a day will come when all these people will face judgment. Yes, alive. Well, I don't want them to die. I want them to face judgment for their crimes against our humanity. I want Bola Ahmed Tinubu to face judgment. I want all of them who have hurt Nigeria one way or the other to be alive to face the consequences of their action. Nigeria is not the way a country is supposed to be run. It is a sad empire. Really. Nigeria is a crime scene. Bye for now.